Narcissism is a term that is often thrown around, but seldom understood for its complexity and intrinsic nature. We're going to take a closer look as we explore the narcissist mind and get a better understanding of why they act the way they do. Narcissism at its core is characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. It's like looking at oneself in a distorted mirror, where one's image is magnified and others are minimized. But beneath this grandiose exterior, there often lies a fragile self-esteem, vulnerable to the slightest criticism. Imagine a person who appears confident and strong on the outside, but inside is constantly battling feelings of worthlessness and inadequacy. This person, the narcissist, struggles with a lack of a core self. They are like chameleons, changing their colors to suit their environment, all in a bid to gain validation and admiration from others. Now, it's important to note that narcissism isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. There are different shades to it. Some narcissists are exhibitionistic, always seeking the spotlight and thriving on being the center of attention. Others are closet narcissists who feel superior to others but keep their feelings hidden from the world. And then there are malignant narcissists who take pleasure in manipulating and exploiting others for their own gain. In this exploration, we aim to understand the complex world of a narcissist, a world that is often misunderstood and stigmatized, but one that needs to be comprehended to foster healthier relationships and societies. Cross-dissolve to the next scene. The roots of narcissism often deep-seated and complex. It's like trying to trace the origin of a river, winding and twisting through the landscape of an individual's life. Many factors can lead to the development of narcissistic behaviors, and two of the most commonly discussed are faulty parenting and genetic influences. Faulty parenting is often pointed as a prominent cause. This can take two opposing forms. On one hand, excessive pampering or spoiling of children can lead to narcissistic tendencies. When children are constantly told they are special and superior, they may begin to believe it and expect such treatment from others. On the other hand, extreme neglect can also breed narcissism. Children who feel ignored may develop a narcissistic shell as a defense mechanism, constantly seeking attention and validation from the outside world. But it's not just about upbringing. Genetics also play a role in the development of narcissism. Just as we inherit physical traits like the color of our eyes or the shape of our nose from our parents, we can also inherit personality traits. Research suggests that narcissism, like many other personality traits, has a genetic component. This doesn't mean that if a parent is a narcissist, a child will inevitably become one. It simply means there's a predisposition, a seed that can either be nurtured or starved depending on environmental factors. However, crucial to remember that these factors alone do not create a narcissist. It's a complex interplay of genetics, environment, and individual experiences that shape our personalities. And it's also important to note that having narcissistic traits doesn't equate to having narcissistic personality disorder. The latter is a severe form of narcissism, recognized as a mental health disorder. In the end, while the of narcissism can be multifaceted and deeply rooted, it's the behaviors and the impact of these behaviors on relationships that truly define narcissism. Though the origins of narcissism can vary, the impact on relationships remains consistent. Various defense mechanisms. Before we get started, remember to like this video to let us know that you can relate. Also, subscribe to our channel for more insightful content in our series on narcissism. Now let's continue with defense mechanisms. This is not a choice they make consciously. Rather, it's an automatic response, a survival instinct, if you will, to protect fragile self-image. Let's delve into some of these defenses, starting with denial. This mechanism allows the narcissist to reject or ignore any fact that might shatter their grandiose self-perception. It's like a psychological armor, protecting them from the harsh realities that may threaten their inflated ego. Denial is their way of maintaining their own narrative, a narrative where they are the hero, the victim, or the misunderstood genius. Next up, we have projection. This is when a narcissist attributes their own undesirable feelings or behaviors onto someone else, For example, if they are feeling insecure, they might accuse others of being jealous, or it's a classic case of "I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you." Projection allows them to disown their negative qualities and pin them on others, keeping their self-image pristine. Lastly, there's a sense of superiority. Narcissists often believe they are better than everyone else. They may view themselves as more intelligent, more attractive, or more deserving. Superiority complex is a defense mechanism that shields them from feelings of inadequacy or inferiority. It's a shield that deflects criticism and reinforces their self-perceived greatness. These defense mechanisms aren't exclusive to narcissists. We all use them to some extent, but they are exaggerated and persistent, serving as a fortress that guards their fragile ego. They help the narcissist to avoid feelings of shame, inadequacy, or vulnerability. However, while these defenses may serve the narcissist, they often lead to emotional turmoil for those around them. The denial, projection, and superiority can be confusing, hurtful, and frustrating for those on the receiving end. It's like being caught in a whirlwind of distortion, where reality is twisted to fit the narcissist's narrative. So we see that perception of a narcissist is a world built on defense mechanisms, walls constructed to protect a fragile ego. And while these walls may keep out the feelings of shame and inadequacy for the narcissist, they often leave a path of emotional destruction for those in their wake. These defense mechanisms, while effective for the narcissist, often lead to emotional turmoil for those around them. In relationships, the narcissist's endless need for validation and control often leads to emotional for their partner. Now let's delve deeper into the dynamics of relationships with narcissists and the challenges faced by partners. Narcissists are often charismatic and charming at the beginning of relationships. They can be incredibly attentive, making their partners feel special and loved. However, this is usually a temporary phase. As the relationship progresses, the narcissist's true colors start to show. Does this sound familiar? The constant need for admiration and validation becomes apparent, as does their tendency to manipulate their partners to get their way. Narcissists are masters of manipulation. They can twist facts and situations to suit their narrative, making their partners question their own perception reality. This tactic, known as gaslighting, is a common tool in the narcissists. It's used to maintain control and keep the partner off balance. Moreover, narcissists often expect their partners to meet their endless needs. They demand constant attention and admiration, and they react poorly to criticism or perceived slights. They may even resort to emotional or psychological abuse to maintain their control over the relationship. This can be incredibly damaging for the partner, who often experiences emotional abandonment. They may feel constantly on edge, walking on eggshells to avoid triggering the narcissist's anger or criticism. Over time, this can lead to a loss of confidence and self-worth, as the partner begins to internalize the narcissist's negative messages. The partner may also feel isolated, as the narcissist often tries to cut them off from their support networks. This is another tactic designed to make the partner more dependent on the narcissist. It can leave the partner feeling trapped and alone, unsure of how to escape the toxic relationship. Being in a relationship with a narcissist can be emotionally draining and damaging to one's self-worth. It's important to remember that nobody deserves to be treated this way. If you or someone you know is in a relationship with a narcissist, seek help and support. It's never too late to break free and start the journey towards healing and recovery. While dealing with a narcissist can be challenging, certain strategies can help mitigate their impact. It's important to understand that you cannot change a narcissist, but you can certainly change how you respond to them. One of the most crucial strategies is setting boundaries. Narcissists are known for their manipulation tactics, and setting firm boundaries can help you protect your self-worth and emotional health. You have the right to express your needs and wants, to say no without feeling guilty, and to protect yourself from their outbursts. Prioritizing self-care is another essential strategy. Being in a relationship with a narcissist can be draining, and it's easy to forget about your own needs. Remember to take time for yourself, engage in activities you enjoy, and maintain your physical health. Self-care also means nurturing your emotional health. This can involve reaching out to supportive friends or family, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in therapeutic activities such as journaling or art. When dealing with a narcissist, it's also crucial to stay grounded in reality. Narcissists are experts at gaslighting, a manipulative tactic where they make you question your own perceptions and sanity. Keeping a record of interactions or discussing them with a trusted person can help you maintain a clear understanding of the reality. Lastly, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Therapists and counselors who are knowledgeable about narcissistic personality disorder can provide invaluable guidance and support. They can help you navigate the challenges of dealing with a narcissist and work with you to develop effective coping strategies. These strategies are not about winning a battle against the narcissist, but rather about preserving your own mental and emotional health. It's about understanding the dynamics at play and taking proactive steps to protect yourself. Remember, it's important to protect your emotional health when dealing with a narcissist. Understanding the mind of a narcissist can provide valuable insight into their behavior. We've journeyed through the various aspects of narcissism, from its potential causes to the defense mechanisms narcissists employ. We've looked at the profound impact of narcissism in relationships and explored some strategies for dealing with narcissists. Remember, the narcissist's lack of a core self and their constant need for validation can lead them to manipulate and exploit others. They expect their partners to meet their endless needs, often leading to emotional abandonment. But you have the power to respond differently. You can learn to set boundaries, protect your self-worth, and seek professional help when needed. Dealing with a narcissist is not easy, but understanding their mindset can give you a head start. The strategies we've discussed, like refusing to play their game and prioritizing self-care, can empower you to navigate these challenging relationships more effectively. We invite you to comment on which strategies you will work on first. Your insights can help others on their journey to understanding and dealing with narcissism.